This is 7 National News, and in our top story. Authorities have reported a decline in the number of fatalities during the Eid holidays compared to last year's figures. In Sharjah, only 5 cases have been reported this year compared to 9 in the same period of last year. The number of severe and medium injuries has also declined from 17 in 2013 to 6 this year. The Director of Central Operations at Sharjah Police, Colonel Abdullah bin Amr, strongly attributes the decline to the awareness campaign Eid Without Accidents that was launched by the police during the holidays to raise awareness and respect for traffic rules. Meanwhile, in the capital, authorities continue to urge motorists to abide by the traffic rules to reduce accidents with a variety of initiatives. The Deputy Director of Abu Dhabi Police Traffic and Patrols Directorate, Colonel Khamis Ishaq Mohammed, explained that the traffic accidents on roads and highways were mainly caused by speeding and inattention. The traffic accidents registered during the Eid holiday varied among incidents involving runovers, crashes and swerving. In total, 17 accidents were recorded in different areas of Abu Dhabi, which resulted in 5 deaths and 6 serious injuries. The UAE Zakat Fund announced that it has paid out more than 9 million dirhams to the eligible recipients. According to the news agency WAM, the Zakat Fund has paid out 9.55 million dirhams to 291 individuals of low income, orphans, widows and divorced women, the elderly, hospital patients, students and unemployed people, in addition to its Eid clothing and other projects over the past month. Abdullah bin Aqaida Al-Muhairi, Secretary General of the Zakat Fund, said that the Fund Committee had held 10 meetings during the month of July and approved the provision of 2.8 million dirhams to people of low income, 1.2 million dirhams for students and 1.3 million dirhams for Emirati women married to non-Emiratis, along with other amounts spent on projects supported by the fund. Following the successful conclusion of Dubai Care's Ramadan campaign, What If, the UAE-based philanthropic organization CEO Tariq Al Ghurg has announced 2 new programs in Kenya and Uganda. This is in line with the Global Education First initiative launched by the United Nations in September 2012 and aligns with the UAE's emphasis on humanitarian support. According to the Emirates news agency WAM, the program will focus on improving teaching and learning capabilities using information communication technology, or ICT. The 2 new programs will tackle issues coming from lack of opportunities, developmental stagnation and insufficient support for teachers in developing countries. In both countries, Dubai Cares will work in partnership with the Aga Khan Foundation to roll out the teacher training and school improvement programs. This will test and demonstrate the transformative potential of using mobile phone technology, desktop computers and tablets. With the recent outbreak of Ebola virus disease in West Africa, airports and airlines in the UAE have announced that they are in contact with local health authorities and closely monitoring the situation. According to local reports, the Dubai airport has announced that they are adopting a wait-and-see approach with no travel restrictions or screenings in place at the moment and are currently awaiting orders from the UAE Ministry of Health. The announcement comes days after the ministry announced that the UAE is Ebola-free. The World Health Organization revealed that West African countries, Guinea, Liberia and Sierra Leone, have been hardest hit by the virus, which has killed 729 people and infected more than 1,300 this year. In response to the outbreak, Emirates announced that it has temporarily suspended its flights to Conakry, the capital of Guinea. While Air Arabia does not operate in the affected destinations, Etihad Airways, which flies to Nigeria, another Ebola-affected country, continues to monitor the situation through regular contact with the concerned authorities and has not cancelled its services to the country. According to the World Health Organization, the Ebola virus is not airborne, but can be transmitted if a person comes in direct contact with blood, secretions, organs or other body fluids, or of infected living or dead persons or animals. In response to the outbreak, the medical and travel security group International SOS has announced that risk for business travellers and for the virus to spread to the Middle East remains low. However, for the travellers, they are advised to be cautious as going to local hospitals that might be treating people with Ebola is risky.
Health and hygiene tips, the most important one is frequent hand washing and use of the hand sanitizers, keeping away or staying away from sick people or ill-looking people or infected people, staying away from healthcare facilities which are known to treat Ebola cases as much as possible, and also refraining from eating undercooked or wild animal, which can be a behavior that is observed in that locations and those countries due to the risk of transmission of the virus. Anyone who's coming from affected areas and start development of the signs and symptoms of illness and become sick after 21 days after the arrival from the affected countries in West Africa needs to, first of all, refrain from grouping with other people and coming to work, for example, if he's working in other regions. And second, needs to immediately consult the healthcare provider, physician in that country, and advise the physician that he was coming from an affected region in order for the physician to take the corrective measures.
During the first half of 2014, public bus ridership has risen to 67.5 million compared with 59.1 million riders in the same period last year. Catering to the rising number of public bus passengers, Dubai's Roads and Transport Authority has launched 3 new bus routes. These will serve Al Nahda International City, Festival City, Oud Mitha, Mankhul and the Dubai Mall area. The first new route, F23, is a metro station feeder service that starts from Al Nahda and heads towards International City. The service frequency is 8, 10 and 15 minutes during peak times. The second, Route 23, starts from Stadium Metro Station and heads towards Al Nahda Station with a service frequency of 20 minutes during peak times. Both routes will be using double-decker buses. The third, Route 28, will use standard buses that starts at Dubai Mall and heads towards Lamsi Plaza with a service frequency of 20 minutes during peak times. Meanwhile, 2 bus routes have been stopped. F42, which ran from Nakhil Harbour Metro Station to Discovery Gardens, and 42, which ran from Al Ghubayba Bus Station to Dubai Airport Terminal 1. A couple of other bus routes have also been modified. The Emirates Identity Authority has announced that the technical difficulties which had affected their e-form system has now been fixed. According to local reports, EIDA had reported on Sunday that the authority could not process any ID card transaction, whether online through the official website or at any of the licensed printing offices across the country. The authority announced that the issue has now been resolved, making all services available and operations are back to normal. According to Aisha Al-Raisi, EIDA's Director of Central Operations Sector, immediate procedures have been taken to protect the rights of applicants due to the system failure, adding that no delayed charges shall be collected throughout the period from August 3 to the 7th. Residents are advised to contact the authority on their call centre 600 53 003 for any queries. A number of new markets and souks are currently being built, while some are already set to open this year. In a statement, the Director General of Dubai Municipality, Engineer Hussein Nasser Luther, said all these are expected to give a big leap to Dubai's economic growth and add several new tourist attractions in the city. Several projects currently at different stages of construction include an extensive fish and vegetable market in Al-Hamariya that will replace the existing fish market near the Gold Souk. Al-Fahidi, which began operations with a hypermarket, will see 57 shops added in September, in addition to restaurants, cafeterias, jewelry stores and a money exchange. The truck market, slated to open by the end of this year, will accommodate nearly 88 shops for the sale of large heavy-duty trucks, and the pet market, in line with international standards, will consist of 80 shops for selling pet birds, animals, food and accessories. It will also feature a specialized hotel for pets to take care of them while their owners are away. In addition, Luther said they're currently considering the establishment of an occupational market as a result of a recent survey. If the project goes through, it will accommodate workers and technicians in all areas of work, such as plumbing and carpentry. And finally, looking to other news. Following the completion of the charity campaign during Ramadan, Wadi has announced that more than 15,000 items of clothing had been collected. Throughout the holy month of Ramadan, Wadi had encouraged residents to donate 3 items of clothing every Monday in exchange for a free entry into the water park from 3 to 7 p.m. on the day. Special containers were made available by the entrance of the park for the public to donate throughout the month. According to officials from the water park, a total of 5,256 people took part in the charity drive, where 4 trucks with around 15 containers of clothing were donated to Bayt Al Khair Society, which supports underprivileged families across the country. According to Chris Perry, General Manager of World Wadi, the initiative was aimed at encouraging generosity among the community, and with the success of the campaign, it will now be held annually.